I'm trying to master as many classic games as I can via RetroAchevements, a website that adds achievements to our favorite games of the past. And today, we play Ed, Edd, and Eddy, the Mis-Edventures on the PlayStation 2. This is another one of those games where I enjoyed the source material, but I never managed to play the game for some reason or another. But that's why we love RetroAchievements, right? Looking over this set, it's pretty basic. We have to complete every level and grab all of the collectibles, which include jawbreakers, costumes, and Easter eggs. We start off straight into our first level, or scam as they're called. They're all laid out something like one of the TV episodes. The boys have a plan in place, something or more often somebody gets in the way, and hilarity ensues. Unfortunately, this was less of a comedic adventure and more of a repeated swift kick to my own personal jawbreakers. We make our way through the tutorial section until we run up on this chicken. We use Ed to stun it and pick it up to get our first Easter egg and our first achievement. We dig up this costume piece out of the sandbox. There's 6 of these total, unlocking 2 bonus levels when they're all completed. Here we see Ed's ability to pick up and throw things, used to get this dog's attention and unintentionally open up a cooler of ice. On the other side of the fence we find our first of 40 jawbreakers, though I'm not sure how good any of these would be considering the places that we're going to find them. Alright, let's just get this out of the way. This game is ugly as hell. The jump from 2D to 3D wasn't kind to any of these characters, and the animation just looks awful. I don't know what went wrong, but something did. A few somethings, actually. Anyway, here's Double D's slingshot in action. And watch this. Do you see that cooler that we just scared Jimmy and Sarah away from? Yeah, so this is me running straight by it. This is the second time that I've played through this level too, by the way, so it's not like I didn't know it was there. We throw some squirrels through the window of this house to, again, scare Jimmy and Sarah so that we can go inside and grab what should be the last piece of ice when we throw this fridge, but, you know. We ram our way through the garage and out to find this meatball making machine that Eddy plans to use to make his fake jawbreakers. But we're halted by this son of a shepherd and told that this machine is only for blue-collar workers with calloused hands.
Only after you have toiled in filth like the son of a shepherd can you use such a machine.
So we break down the gate on his pig pen and then help him fix it, because you can't fix a mess without making a mess. One stupid thing about this game is when you complete an objective, there is no pop-up that tells you. No dialogue. No anything. Whatever character was blocking the path that you were trying to get down just walks away in silence like Rolf did. We go into this shack of a son of a shepherd and find the last jawbreaker for this level before backtracking to get the ice cube that we missed earlier and coming back to fix the machines to make our meatball breakers. Not only is the 3D animation bad, but the 2D animation looks like it was made for a Cartoon Network Flash game that I played when I was 10. And here's the cul-de-sac that acts as the game's main hub. It's, I don't know, bland, lifeless. It just feels very empty, I don't know. Now on to everyone's favorite, a sewer level. Real honest question, has there ever been a good sewer level in any game? Rats, gators, toxic waste, the usual. We get to use Double D's trampoline jump to reach the wheel to help the other Ed boys across. Though, do not get used to the AI actually being able to find its way around something. This level is really Double D heavy. Opening doors, using a slingshot, turning wheels. Ed does get to join in and bust down a wall and grab us a jawbreaker though. This room has a missing valve wheel, and turns out that Johnny 2x4 has it. We run around with Double D and lower the water level, using the bridges to cross over to the wheels, moving down to the next level, so on and so on. These damn clams are annoying as hell, by the way. Wouldn't this jawbreaker be dissolved by now? I mean, there's just no way that these boxes are waterproof. We get the wheel on and open up the last room, which is just a ramp up to the exit and into Jimmy's backyard birthday party. We find the sandbox for this level and use the trample lead to hit the piñatas. We even get a jawbreaker out of one. This unfortunately ruins Jimmy's day, but then the Cankers ruin ours in turn. Wait, why were the Canker sisters in one of Jimmy's piñatas? Did they expect the Ed boys to crash the party and break them? Maybe they have the sewer bug, I don't know. Anyway, I guess this is considered the first boss of the game. We have to shoot whatever Marie is standing under to drop it onto her head, while avoiding the kisses that are blown by the other 2 sisters. And I use avoid in the lightest term. The only thing you can do is shoot the hearts as they fly towards you, but that's only a 50-50 chance that it works. Check out this ending screen, by the way. This is a budget game through and through. Oh, and by the way, there are coins in this game that we use to buy jawbreakers. I didn't mention it earlier. It's just more filler. Level 3 has us trying to get to the candy store before it closes. Look, I'm not going to go into detail on any of the story or show mini cutscenes because there isn't any worth talking about. We use Ed to break down these walls, letting us use the Tower of Eddy to walk on the boards. It's hilarious to me that this game is so content barren that each level almost works as a tutorial for all of the characters, and then the game is over. Now we use the tower to get Jimmy's stuffed animals out of the trees, so that Sarah will get the hell out of our way, though we completely forget to dig in the sandbox. We cross some more walkways before headbutting our way to a chicken. Okay, what in the hell did they do to Kevin? This kid's head literally looks like a nutsack. He tasks us with knocking off these trash cans with these balls that I think he's been chipmunking up until now. We find a jawbreaker behind a stack of doghouses just before we give Johnny a concussion. We finally get to the store, but the jawbreakers are covered in foot powder for some reason, and Eddy is apparently allergic, which makes his face turn green? Oh, I'm sorry. I can't take this game seriously at all. I can't. Anyway, now we're introduced to a stealth section. We get some Metal Gear box action, and then this is where I determined that I am never pausing a recording again, because I swear to God I miss an achievement every time I do it. So, here's the achievement for beating that level. Now we head to Rolf's Boy Scout whatever course. This time we get to show off Big Ed's abilities, mostly just throwing barrels at these targets to lower the bridges. This right here sums this game up in one moment perfectly. Before I even notice this invisible enemy that is standing here throwing his nuts at me, I find Ed's AI completely struggling to simply path across this bridge. Oh, and by the way, that invisible squirrel can hit me with his nuts, but I can't hit him back. This is a great game with no problems. Past that is Whack-A-Jimmy, and it is as advertised, I guess. We do get a jawbreaker out of it. Once we get double dip shit here unstuck, we can make our way to the next section. Here we have 4 power cells to collect and add to the main power supply, matching the color of the cell to the color of the cable. Oh hey look, I can actually see these squirrels. That's a pretty cool feature. I noticed here that the colors needed to be done in this particular order to open up the metal door, but I was not about to restart at this point, so we'll just come back later. We get this level's chicken and Easter egg, before having to square off with Rolf's goat, Victor. Not much of a fight though, seems like Victor's a 2-pump chump. Mr. Nutbag's back, looking for a race this time. Imagine being on your bike and still being slower than the kid on the run. What a loser. A dork, some might say. We use our money that we've earned so far to buy some jawbreakers in the cul-de-sac, getting an achievement for buying 7 total. And now into a haunted house we go, looking for Jimmy's doll. And wouldn't you know it, the Cankers are back. Did anyone else's taste in women start with Marie Canker? Because I cannot be the only one. But enough about that. We have to bring some items to the Canker sisters in order to get Jimmy's doll back. Making our way through the top floor, we avoid Canker kisses and bat swarms until we find a trophy on a shelf. Taking that up here and placing it on this pedestal causes the pool table to spit out a ship in a bottle. Look, none of this makes any sense to me either. I don't know what to tell you. We drop that off and head to the next area, and I was so confused here. Probably because at this point I was tired of playing this game and I just wanted it to be over. I even battering rammed this hole in the wall and didn't consider jumping through with Double D. That was honestly a painful rewatch. There was a jawbreaker in there, and a switch to a secret door that leads us to our chicken. That didn't move. God, this game is an absolute mess. We raise this bridge and find another jawbreaker, eventually finding the room that we needed. Another switch folds this bed up and allows access to another hole in the wall. We grab our trophy and cross... Okay, well, that didn't touch me, but whatever. We cross and place our trophy, taking the grease to Marie. What in the hell is going on over there? I don't think I want to know. In the basement, we find the sandbox and the last jawbreaker of the level right next to it, which means thankfully I don't have to replay this one. Unfortunately, I don't have any repels to keep the Zubats away though. We get through the obviously fake wall and start walking up the beams until we meet this stupid ass spider that ruins it all. At the top of the room, we have to walk across this beam to get the trophy. And I think if I had fallen off right here, I probably would have just deleted all my footage and just never made this video. But we didn't, so instead, we drop off the book and shut the saw down to end this level. Okay, on to the last level. We're looking for pieces of a treasure map that supposedly has the location of Eddy's jawbreaker stash. We have to grab 3 power supplies, one behind a fence, one behind a couch, and one behind a bridge and a bunch of enemies. Once those are all used, we go to the next area where we give Johnny another concussion, surely. But we do get our first map piece, so really, who cares about his well-being? And we also get the chicken. I went this way first, and it was awful. Every island is covered in slick mud, I assume it's mud, which causes him to slide off when you disband the tower. Not to mention whatever the hell this is. And the worst part is there's not even anything at the end. Oh well, we did get a few coins, so that's fine. Let's just go the other way now.
Oh, wait! I know where we can find a jawbreaker for Jimmy!
Of course. We bring the spider egg back and get our map piece. Here is another annoying part. I think that could be said about this entire level, though, to be fair. But we have to shoot bridges down with double D and knock cars down to cross. Actually, can I not just jump down right here? Oh yeah, I absolutely can. Not do that. Okay, well then let's just cross it normally. Okay, well let me just go up here and knock these paths down and then cross. All I gotta do is jump this gap. Alright, then I'll go up here and jump down instead. Never mind. I have to knock this car off because if I don't do exactly what the game wants me to do, it throws a damn hissy fit and sends me all the way back to the start. I mean, have you ever heard of player freedom? And you can take that damn jawbreaker and shove it straight up your ass. I don't even want it anymore. And I hate this exact animation that Eddy has, and I do not know why. But the moment that I saw it, my distaste for this level skyrocketed even more than it already was. Now, can we please get this over with? Knock him into the water. Fight him again? Sure, I guess so. There must be a reason for it. Okay. I beat him again, and I accidentally hit yes to another fight. So, I'll just jump into the water and reset it. Or not? You mean to tell me that every other drop of water in this game instantly resets you, but the part where you're most likely to fall into the water is the one that you didn't think to add it to? The amount of incompetence that it takes to make a game this bad is honestly mind-blowing. So, I had to play through all of that shit again, got the last map piece, and it's still not the end of the damn level. Now we get to go through the Canker's basement tunnel or whatever, I don't even care at this point. And now I struggle with this simple jump, and I don't know if it's because I'm mad, or because this game is just that dog shit. There's also a time limit that resets you, but not your progress, so I don't even know why that's necessary, but okay, whatever. I finally hit this jump pixel perfect and get this jawbreaker, and we move on to find the sandbox. And now we get to the final boss. This is easy, but very annoying. We have to use Ed to throw stuff at these buttons to turn off the electricity. But there are squirrels and kisses that ruin everything, on top of whatever the hell this is. Once the electricity is gone, we headbutt the columns holding the cankers up, and we beat this dog shit game officially. Unfortunately for me, that does not mean I'm done. There are still collectibles to find, and 2 bonus levels to play. How wonderful. First, we buy as many jawbreakers as we can afford, and then I got the last piece of the Edzilla costume. But surprise, I didn't record it. I promise, I'm never pausing recording again in my life. Never, ever, 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 ever. But let's go through the levels real quick and pick up what we missed earlier. In level 3, we have to shoot the school bell to get Naz away from the squirrels and jawbreaker number 3, and then backtrack to the chicken route for number 4. In level 2, no, I did not do the levels in order, please don't be mad. We find the chicken that I somehow didn't get the first time around, and the last jawbreaker that I somehow didn't get the first time around. What the hell was I even doing when I played this level the first time? In level 4, we find the sandbox. Are you kidding me? How is the AI so bad that it can't manage to jump off of a box? I mean, seriously, what an absolute mess of a game. We grabbed the jawbreaker from the shortcut in Kevin's race, but then we have to replay the level, whoop-de-doo, because I forgot to put the power cells in the right order to open up this door for the last jawbreaker. Fuck me, right? I don't know. In level 6, we just had to beat Victor twice, and that's the last time I will ever have to think about this in my life. Now we get to the first bonus level, and yeah, this sucks. You walk around and destroy buildings while getting shot by tanks that spam Jimmy's laugh. and I will never unhear that sound. Though I will say Johnny and Plank as the Statue of Liberty is kind of funny. We grab the last jawbreaker, and then we get to the boss of the level. This is pretty annoying, and it could be fixed with one simple tweak. It's not having to jump over the rings that damage you, and it's not avoiding the kisses that do a ton of damage. It's the fact that it takes Ed 3 to 5 business days to pick up this fucking popcorn, turn, and throw it. Other than that, it's great. Okay, now this is actually the worst level in the game. The enemies are stronger, and most of them can shoot you from distance. We get the first jawbreaker, and we bypass as many of these enemies as we can. The gimmick of this level is to destroy these things, or use double D to cut the electric doors off. We grab another jawbreaker and release Ed from whatever was holding him. I don't know. I don't care about this story one bit. We make our way through a billion more enemies before coming to our final boss of the game, and definitely the hardest. Let's grab our last jawbreaker though, before we get bent over and thoroughly plugged. So, after many attempts, I learned that what you're supposed to do is go around and interact with all of these little panels to turn the robots up top to your side. Then you destroy these antennas to stun the one in the middle and shoot him for a few chunks of damage at a time. Rinse and repeat. We finally kill him and end the game in the absolute most bland and anticlimactic way possible. It just ends. No cutscene of the robot being destroyed. No anything. Just the same boring ass end screen that every other level has. This game is the perfect argument for why video games shouldn't be considered as art. And once we buy this final jawbreaker, we have thankfully and mercifully finished this mastery. I don't think I even have to say it here, but I did not like this game in the slightest. Ed, Edd and Eddy was and still is one of my top 5 favorite shows, but this is just piss poor. It's uninteresting, it's bland, and it's low quality in every possible way. The 3D models are bad, the 2D animation looks like a season 1 episode of South Park. There are countless bugs and glitches, and it's just bad. I was going to do the GameCube set as well after this, but that's not going to happen after the god-awful experience that I had with this version. With all that said, Ed, Edd and Eddy, The Mis-Edventures for the PS2 gets a participation trophy, but just barely. The only thing that kept it from dropping into the bottom tier is the fact that they used the original voice actors, so there was at least a tiny bit of effort put into it. If you enjoyed my pain and suffering, you know which 2 buttons to hit. And if there's a game that you think I should play, leave it in the comments and I'll add it to my list. Please don't play this game.